Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, this is a little review of the Wings of Glory game that I had the other day. So in actual fact, I had 6 games in 3 hours, and there was 5 of us playing. I have to say it was really enjoyable. We did only play the basic rules. There's another set of advanced rules. I'm not going to cover those. I'm only going to cover what I learnt on those on that first night of gaming. And to be fair, I didn't even read the rule book, so I was fed the rules from my buddies who'd already had a game the previous night. But it's really simple to pick up. Now, I may talk about some terms, which, I mean, if you are already if you already know all the rules and you're watching this, I may not be like saying the terms right, because, as I said, I'm only being relayed from my buddies. So, okay. How do you move your planes? How do you work it? Well, basically, you have these cards here. Each plane has its own set of cards, and each plane has its own movement ability. So, for example, you've got, that's what we call a stall card, where you just move slightly. Then you've got a normal card, where you can move forward. This one here, where you can basically turn backwards. And then you've got these odd manoeuvres. So the way you would do this is there's a line at the front of the base. You would basically put your card down, and then there's an arrow at the back of the base. You line the arrow up, and then you take the card away, and that would be your movement. And the way it works is you have 3 movements per turn. So what you do is every player selects their 3 movements without letting anyone else know, and they put their cards face down on like a little template. And then you all go turn 1, and then if there's any shooting involved, you can shoot. There's a little measuring stick. It's got like a rapid fire, so 2 shots or 1 shot range. And then once all the shots are done, you then go on to your next card, and then you go on to your next card. And then everyone re-racks, and you all choose another 3 cards. So you need to predict your where your enemy is going to go, and the actual plane movement is actually fairly realistic. For example, the Red Baron can turn almost 90 degrees, but it can only do it, I think, going to the right. It can turn left, but much slower. So learning the movement of your enemies' planes is actually very useful tactically as well. So there's quite a lot involved, but it is incredibly random in terms of the damage table. So on my plane, I've got, where are we? I have 14 damage points, which, so for example, if I get shot at, let's say I get 1 shot, there's a damage set of cards that you have to pick up, and once you pick up the damage cards, it will tell you how many points of damage you have. It can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, there's a 4, and then you basically add up your damage charts. Once you get to 14, basically you've exploded. And you don't actually show your enemy the cards. You keep those secrets until you're damaged, and no one knows what's going on. There is 1 card in the pack which is an instant explosion, which is what happened to my buddy. My very first game, he got shot once, he picked the card up, exploded. I think that's quite realistic, because I mean, this type of like dogfighting, you shoot an aeroplane, you're either going to miss, or you're going to hit a vital point, or you're going to do hardly any damage when you hit them. So I thought it was quite realistic from that point of view. And then on top of the like hull points, as I like to call them, on top of the hull points, you've got extra things that can happen. For example, on the card will be say one hull point, and there'll be a picture of a pilot. Now, if you get 2 pilots, you automatically die. The plane automatically dies because there's only 2 pilots in there. And then there's another one where you get your weapons jammed. Potentially there's another one as well where your opponent that shot you gets their weapons jammed. And that lasts, I think, for 3 turns off memory. And then there's another one where you get smoke and you get fire. And I think that was it. Oh no, there's another one where you can't turn a certain way, so you might not be able to turn left for 3 turns. So it all gets quite interesting, and most of the time you have to keep those cards to yourself, so no one obviously knows. So if you are unable to turn left, no one else on the table will know that except for you. So it makes it quite interesting. Now the other more advanced level, from what I've been told, you have things like being able to go up and down. So for example, the stems here, I mean, I've got 2 stems at the moment, but I can have altitude where there's only maybe 1 stem, or there's 4 stems. So you can be, all the planes can be at different altitudes. And actually, just a point of reference, you get a plane card. So if there are 2 planes and after their moves they land on top of each other, and what you can do is get your plane card and you just place it down on the template, where your plane is going to be, so you effectively can remove your plane on the table, and that is your plane, which is quite a nice little thing to have. There's also things like, off memory, if you've got smoke cards, then you're not, it affects you when you're trailing someone from behind. But that, again, that's in the advanced rules. We didn't play that. That was just a note, really. But yes, it was very, very good fun. As I said, we had 6 games in 3 hours. First of all, we had 2 German planes playing 2 British planes, and Germans won. Then we rematched that, and again, Germans won. Not because the planes are overpowered. It's just literally that's fairly random. From what I can tell from what I was playing, it's a pretty random game. It's a good, fun, random game. It was really odd not having any dice to play with. There's no dice in this game. It's all done by cards, which it just did seem a bit odd. But yes, so overall, great game, very quick, very enjoyable, and from what I can tell, works better with more players. So I'd recommend you need at least 3 or 4 players really to get the most out of the game. Otherwise, with just 2 players, you might just be like circling each other and not much action going on. Okay, so that's it from me. Next time I play this, I'll try and do a proper battle report. Now I've got the rules not sewn down, but at least a reasonable amount in my head. And thanks for watching.